What do you get when you mix crypto, Christianity, and a pyramid scheme? You get vibe. And we're going to give you 7 reasons why it's giving cult vibes. Before anything, hi, welcome back to our channel. We're Queens of Schemes. I'm Danny. This is Haley. All we do is call out MLM scams and lies with a side of sass. This video is going to be short and sweet, so roll the disclaimer.
We have been on a journey with Vibe since December 2024 when Danny and I decided we are going to start following what we thought was going to be an up-and-coming MLM. Vibe has been around now for almost 7 months. At this point in the game, I don't even want to give Vibe the courtesy of calling it an MLM. This is a pyramid scheme gone cult at this point. Today, we are going to be doing a quick overview on 7 reasons why we think Vibe is a cult. This is completely our opinions based off of what we have seen in the Zoom calls, the language being used, and everything to do with what's happening inside the Telegram group chat. The first red flag we're going to be talking about is the illusion of wealth. Vibe is now at the point where it claims to be paying people, and they are making some very big income claims. Right now, we believe that people are being paid in Vibe bucks, even though Megan Lynch is saying that people are being paid in USD. There is no reason to believe up until this point that Vibe is actually paying people in real money.
And my goal is for you guys, there's no reason why you guys should be making a 6-figure yearly income, honestly, by September the 7th. To be honest, you could do it in 7 days. If you signed up 3 people today, well, Megan, I don't know anybody. Go meet some people, right? And talk to everybody and make them tell you no.
Essentially, what she's saying here is recruit as many people as possible. And then she's telling you that if you do this, you could have a 6 income figure by September.
Red flag number 2, the religious indoctrination. Every video, training, meeting, Zoom call that is associated with Vibe has felt like brainwashing from the first time they put stuff out up until today. They use calming music, motivational voiceovers, AI, and there are constant references to God.
You can't keep bowing to the pressure of being who they want while ignoring who God called. You have to dust off that crown. You have to pick it back up. You have to remember that even in your lowest moments, you are still royalty. That crown represents your authority in Christ. It's a reminder that you were born with purpose, that you carry divine worth, that you have spiritual inheritance, that you walk in power, not performance. And you don't have to earn it. It's already yours. You just have to claim it. You just have to wear it boldly.
This video gives me the heebie-jeebies because of the context that it's operating in. It's to scam people. They're trying to brainwash it, and you won't fool us, Megan.
And I just want to point something out quickly. The person that is making these videos posts them on YouTube for free. And instead of watching them on YouTube, you get to pay $250 for access to them.
So we hear this not even in just that video, but basically any time that they are coming together as a group to chat about Vibe, this is what's happening. And everything is framed around religion. We hear that Christ is calling you to do this. God is leading through Megan, and they are building a kingdom right now and talking about transferring wealth. This sounds very much so like the language that cults will use, talking about divine purposes and chosen leaders. And then lastly, when they talk about mentorship or training, they're literally talking about Bible classes and sermons and pseudo investment chats. Nothing that's actually legitimate to the business that they are allegedly building.
The third red flag with Vibe is a pyramid structure hidden as mentorship. The instructions that people are being given so that they can make the income that Megan is claiming is duplicate the system, which actually translates into build a downline. Your job in this business is to recruit as many people as possible. The only real explanation that you're getting to do this is the 777 Legend Maker system. They're claiming that they have products, but the product is mentorship, which, as Danielle just mentioned, is mostly religious sermons, making high-risk investments, and these brainwashing classes that they're disguising as confidence-building classes. There is a constant pressure to recruit under spiritual and moral pretenses.
Do you want to be a customer or do you want to be a business owner? owner, and she's going to say, I want to make some money. I'm going to say, how much money do you want to make and how fast? And I'm going to say, great. What time and day do you want to schedule your launch? I'm free on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. What day do you want to launch? I don't want to talk to Auntie Ann about anything else except her plugging in to the product and her scheduling her launch so that I can then help her enroll her first 3 to 7 people. And then Auntie Ann's going to say, well, how do I enroll 3 to 7 people? Well, create a master list, circle your top 10 to 15 people. Here's a memory jogger. Say this to them and invite them to a launch call and sign up your first person. And then guess what we're going to do? She's going to sign up my cousin Mary, who signed up. And guess what? We're going to go to Mary and say, great, Mary, welcome to the family. Are you a pro or a legend? You want to create or you just want the education?
So in this 777 Legend Maker system, the first question is that they want to ask if people are willing to pay for a pro or legend membership, because 160 PCV is $160 a month membership or a $250 a month membership. So if they're not interested in paying that, you are moving on to the next person. You are in recruitment mode. Will you pay 160 or will you pay 250? Oh, you're not interested? Next. If they are not even willing to pay those two amounts, you are moving on to the next person. And you are just duplicating this as many times as possible. So what they're saying is, so hopefully for every 100 people you talk to, you get 2 or 3 people that sign up.
Red flag number 4, the ecosystem trap. Essentially, people are paying Megan monthly fees to be a part of this Vibe group and to have access to an ecosystem while having the right to recruit and make money for that. The joke is the money they're receiving is all in Vibe bucks. With those Vibe bucks, we haven't seen anybody convert that into real cash that they can use. So what's happening is this money, this fake money they're earning, has to be spent back in the same ecosystem. It never leaves Vibe.
Essentially, our opinion on what we think is happening is that this is a backdoor crypto scheme. They have already provided us with evidence in earlier calls that people's memberships that they were saying they were using their debit or credit card for were actually being used to buy backdoor crypto, which has given them access to this ecosystem. The problem with this is that it's not as easy to just go from crypto to paying people back in USD. So what it seems like is that people are paying in crypto. They do not have a way to pay people back in USD. So they can either take that payment in crypto or they keep that money as Vibe bucks. Vibe bucks are then required to be spent back in the ecosystem. And I said this in my last video, to get access to some of the extra things in the ecosystem, you are going to be required to pay extra money. So when they're saying that people are potentially earning $6,000, $10,000, they are earning that in Vibe bucks that they can then use back in the ecosystem. And that's to say that the claims that they're making in Telegram are actually true.
Vibe is like the arcade. You pay the arcade money to get tickets or a little free pass that you go around and play games and you win points. Once you have those points, you can't go out in the world and buy things with those points, but you can go to their internal store and keep the money within their system, right? So you're not actually winning anything when you're coming out of there. You may have the opportunity to buy some silly little gadget at the store that will accept those kinds of points.
And this is typically called a closed loop scam. So you are closed within the ecosystem that is Vibe. It is going to be a requirement that your money is to be spent back in the ecosystem with access to products they originally told you would be included with your $160 a month or your $250 a month membership fee.
So even though it seems like everybody is earning, no wealth is being generated and they're basically just recycling tokens inside of a bubble. And this is what we tend to see with cults. They will create their own internal economy and the people in the group will be forced to use that economy in order to go about their daily lives. So they become shunned from the rest of the world, just like what we're seeing with Vibe.
Red flag number 5 is high risk opportunities. The mentorship classes they're offering in the Vibe Vault have a lot of emphasis on buying things like Forex, sports betting, and fake financial education. These are unregulated and high risk investments that you're getting advice from inside of this group. These tactics are often used in cults to distract you from the core grift. This is just another tactic to get people to spend more of their money by making high risk investments and taking financial advice from people that cannot guarantee that you will make any income from these investments.
What we're most excited about is that our flagship product has already launched. It is the ecosystem that has all of your live education in it, AI and marketing, Facebook.
Vibe Vault is their flagship product, and most of that is exactly what we just discussed. It's classes on on how to make high-risk investments, and a faith-based academy that I think just puts more pressure on people to stay in Vibe by convincing them that this is the kingdom build and that they will be successful if they just stick it out and if they just believe in it hard enough.
Red flag number 6 is the law of attraction and manipulation tactics. They're relying heavily on the law of attraction language, you get what you give kind of attitude. They're also applying God to that by saying that God will reward your faith, and that if they're not seeing the results that they're expected to see, that it's because they're not manifesting it hard enough. This is common for MLMs, pyramid schemes, and cults to deflect blame when people don't succeed, and they will blame it on them rather than the system because they allegedly didn't believe hard enough, as Haley was just saying. They use these tactics because it's designed to keep people from questioning their system and finding out that it's a scam.
Meet people, we're going to go help people, we're going to do presentations. Never did I just get to work in the field with the CF. So that is huge to me, that you're in the midst with us. You know, you're getting your hands and, you know, feelings hurt, all kind of different things that you don't deserve. And for those that thought it was a scam, man, those that just don't even have a clue. Because for one, for you to think that someone's going to take out time, money to travel in her car and drive on this dangerous, crazy highway from city to city, state to state.
2 tickets. Don't forget about my 2 tickets I got.
Oh man, you know, all the trials and tribulations that you have done, and man, to be in Atlanta and we're in the middle of a presentation and the room got quiet, and it just that right there was just heartbreaking when you got the news of your father. I've lost my father. I know what that feels like. And for you to stand strong, I got chills all over my body right now. Just
what she just described is exactly what Megan did. She scammed people out of $25, and she went on a road trip funded by the people who paid $25, ran out of money, found people like the ones giving testimonials in her new videos who came with her and was getting her followers to fund her trip. Don't involve her, but let me know where you've paid for my hotel and you've made my accommodations. She is doing the same thing. She is getting ready to go on tour again, but this time people are paying a hell of a lot more than $25.
And that video again shows the manipulation through belief. And Megan victimizes herself, and she really reaches for her following sympathy. And this is how she's basically maneuvering through her system, is by playing with their beliefs, playing with what's important to them, and reaching them in ways that is relatable. And we do feel sorry for Megan for the tragic loss that she experienced, but we also see her using that as a way to get closer to people and convince them that what she's doing is not fraudulent and it's all in her father's name, being led by God.
Our final red flag number 7, is manufactured community and hype. The ways that we see this a lot with Vibe is in Telegram. They're definitely using bots. They're creating a family energy. People are providing fake testimonials. They're sending out hundreds of messages before Zoom calls to try to get people to join. There's no doubt in my mind that this is not being done by real people. They are paying bots or some sort of service to provide a bot service that gets people to hype up Vibe. There's an emotional pull. They say you're not just joining a biz, you're joining a movement. This is the kingdom build. Everything is around saying that this is your calling. Christ is calling you to Vibe. Cults will often use community ties to reinforce loyalty and suppress followers into believing everything that they say. The final clip that I'm going to play is to show you what they think community really is. This is a recruitment method or a tactic that one of Megan's followers used to get people to join Vibe. And I'm going to be honest, I was pretty disgusted by what he was saying.
You know, I mean, literally everyone that's direct to me, I really appreciate you. You all are true champions and leaders, and I just duplicated. I did the best I could, but I know that if you actually get people, if you can find a small town or city and can control the narrative of what people are saying and what you want them to hear, that's what I did. And now I'm getting ready to put you back on the road. So just get ready. It's about to happen.
In today's Zoom call, this person gave a big testimonial, and their main recruitment methods are to find small cities or towns and control the narrative. And by this, I can only think that when Megan was on tour the last time, what they were doing, they were presenting in churches, and they are trying to control the narrative in these very religious communities in the United States to get them to join Vibe. And this guy was saying that he made like $13,000 or $16,000 from the people in his downline. And I just find that a really disturbing method of trying to get people to join, because from what we also know from reading the messages and listening to the Zoom calls is people are lying. People are telling people in their downline that if you pay the money that you'll make $1,800. So people are not being truthful about what you get access to. And I could go on and on about why I already think that people shouldn't be paying for this, because a lot of the stuff that they're offering you can get for free. A lot of the people that are doing these classes are already posting on free platforms like YouTube. And then you have people specifically going into small communities and controlling the narrative and using these brainwashing techniques to join Vibe. That is the definition of a pyramid scheme and a cult.
It's very obvious to us that they're preying on and exploiting religious communities, because I'm assuming that in their perspective, it will be a lot easier for them to inundate them with religious sayings and sermons and all this God talk without that group of people questioning Vibe's beliefs and morals.
And with that, that is the end of this episode. We went over 7 red flags on why we think Vibe is a cult today, and those were the illusion of wealth, the religious indoctrination, the pyramid structure hidden as mentorship, the ecosystem trap, additional high-risk investment opportunities, law of attraction and manipulative tactics, and manufactured community and hype. Overall, in our opinion, Vibe is a closed-loop, crypto-based scheme disguised with religious language, emotional manipulation, and faux mentorship. It is unsustainable. The burnout rate will be high once people realize they're not getting the $1,800 they were promised and they can't convert their Vibe bucks. They use both brainwashing and some strategic techniques using friends and community ties to create false success stories to pull others in. The reason that we are making another video on this so soon after my last one is because Vibe has been saying this for a long time, but it seems to be getting even closer. They are going to be cutting people off. We are soon going to lose our access in Vibe through the Telegram and probably through the Zoom meetings, which is what we have typically been using to spread awareness about Vibe being a pyramid scheme and a cult. So hopefully this information gets out to those that need it. This is not something people should be investing in. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this content and want to see other content made about scams, MLMs, pyramid schemes, cults, you name it, make sure you subscribe to Queens of Schemes on YouTube.
Thank you.